Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. It's great to hear all the chatter and all the excitement. Could I get your attention, please? Almost there. Super close. There we go. Well, it is a pleasure to be here in person. My name is William Johnson. I'm the founder of the Vancouver Tech Journal. I'll be your host this evening. Again, it is a great pleasure to be hosting the 2022 BC Cleantech Awards, presented by Foresight in partnership with Osler, live in person for most of us. There's some folks watching, but it's great to be here. It is with great gratitude and respect that we gather here on the traditional unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations people. For those of you joining us virtually, see the camera there, folks, we're looking at you. We acknowledge the First Nations, Inuit, and Métis lands upon which you are joining us from. Again, thank you for joining us this evening. Before we kick things off, I'm actually going to invite Foresight CEO Jeanette Jackson up to say a few words and to kick off the festivities.
I'm super embarrassed because William remembered his lines. I'm actually, we've been so busy, I'm gonna read some of them to make sure that I don't miss anything. So good evening, everyone. I'm super honored to be with you tonight. Obviously, we're all here in person. A lot of us, it's the first time we've been connecting face to face. I almost forget how to do facial recognition, which I thought I had a high IQ in before the pandemic. And now I'm just, figuring out the rest of how everyone looks. All of you know Foresight is tirelessly here and committed to positioning Canada as a global leader in clean tech. We're all about bringing together the clean tech innovation community with investors, academia, government, and of course the private sector so that we can really see how fast we can accelerate this net zero transition and position Canada as a global leader in the space. 2022 is our third year of the awards. So thank you for all the team. Astrid has been doing these year after year. And, these are awards that are really here to celebrate the excellence that we have in BC. There's a strong foundation with Clean BC. I'd like to shout out Minister Ralston's here. Thank you so much for coming, Minister. But it's really about recognizing the thriving clean tech sector and the people and organizations who are creating a space for us to innovate and deploy technologies that will help us reach those net zero targets. With 10 categories, we were very overwhelmed with the number of submissions and nominations. BC is home to so many incredible people, organizations, and groups that are striving to solve these incredible challenges that we all face. And I'm just grateful I wasn't part of the decision-making team because I actually don't even know most of the nominees, which in year one, I knew all the nominees and walked through the whole process. But this year it's been really hands-off, and really what a tough role that the independent group had to play in selecting these winners. I just want to thank the judges for their time and contribution. I know folks take this very seriously, and that time and commitment is really important for us. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention all the sponsors. We have Mark and his team here from Osler, who's our title sponsor. And of course, we also want to extend our sincere thanks to Faskins, Procurement Assistant Canada, and IDEAS. IDEAS. Okay. So I'll take the acronym and make it a smart word like ideas. Innovate BC, Fort Capital, Evoke, KPMG, and SFU Innovates. Your support is really helping us elevate how we recognize all the amazing individuals and organizations in the room tonight. And of course, we have tons of community partners. I almost feel like this list doesn't serve, but it's the Canadian Hydrogen Fuel Cell Association, Clean BC, Senso Drive, the Vancouver Economic Commission, and Van City. I want to make sure I mentioned Innovate BC as well. I felt like I missed that one, but I know there's some great folks in the room. And of course, Will and the team at Vancouver Tech Journal. If you've been following Will's blog and posts online, he's really taking a progressive approach to how we talk about what's happening. So to kick off tonight's celebrations, let me introduce Innovate BC's Operations Manager, Michelle Foster, to present the first award of the night. Michelle, over to you.
Thanks, Jeanette. Hello, everyone. I'm Michelle Foster, Operations Manager at Innovate BC. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to join you all today from the traditional and unceded territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. If you don't know us, Innovate BC is a Crown agency of the province of British Columbia, working under the direction of the Ministry of Jobs, Economic Recovery and Innovation. We work with government, academia, and industry, in addition to a network of accelerators that help local tech companies develop and thrive. As champions of BC's innovation economy, we connect BC innovators and entrepreneurs to funding, resources, and support to help them start and scale their companies. Throughout the pandemic, we have increased support available to BC businesses through our mentorship programs to help businesses recover and become more resilient. Besides COVID-19 and the ongoing impacts of the pandemic, climate change is one of our biggest challenges. With the record heat last summer and the flooding that continues to impact communities across the province, we've seen firsthand the impact of climate change, and we understand the urgency for a green economy transition. For that reason, we're so grateful to have Foresight as a member of our Accelerator Network, helping to mentor and coach the up-and-coming companies ready to make an impact and shape the future of clean tech. And of course, we are thrilled to support Foresight and the BC Cleantech Awards. When you look at changes and innovations that have happened in an industry, one person always stands out as an icon. This award recognizes someone who's made a significant impact and is changing the world of clean tech. We have an outstanding list of nominees this year, a variety of clean tech leaders working tirelessly in various sectors, all with the same goal: make a positive impact in the world. And the nominees are Ben Nyland from Loop Energy, Gareth Brown from Clear, Karn Manhas from Terramera, Stuart Lombard from Ecobee, and Anna Stukas from Carbon Engineering. And the winner is Karn Manhas from Terramera.
Wow. This is, yeah, I'm super humbled. I don't even know what to say. This was very unexpected. So I, first of all, just want to thank Foresight for all the work that they're doing to bring up clean tech and bring the energy around this sector, and everyone in the BC clean tech community for all the work that they're doing, and these awards for bringing us together here to highlight the importance of this industry and recognize the work that's being done here. I think, you know, as was just mentioned, it's important to remember why we're all doing this. You know, here in our community and in BC in the last year, we saw heat waves and catastrophic fires that destroyed whole towns, floods that wiped away farms, livestock and livelihoods, and then freezing temperatures that froze away what was left. Coming out of COVID and seeing the disruptions that we're seeing in the world right now, I think it's so important for us to remember that our lives and our future is uncertain. And we're gonna have more disruption and more climate events in our future. And we're all dealing with the necessities of human life, from food security to air and water and energy. It's an imperative that this is the biggest focus of our generation, that we align economics with environmental success and human benefit. So, you know, the cost of us not acting is lives and livelihood and then potentially the future of humanity. But if we're successful, we can actually start learning how we can adapt to this and start limiting the disruption on our communities and our families around the world. One of the things I really wanted to just point out here is how much clean tech is our future. And BC is a leader. Like, we have the largest group of clean tech companies in Canada, and Canada is a leader in the world. So with all that's happening, I think the most important thing is that we as companies and this community need to be focused, because the biggest thing that we can do to impact our world is for us to be successful in what we're doing. And you know, it's a humbling experience here to be considered with such impressive finalists: Anna, Carbon Engineering; Gareth from Clear; Stuart, Ecobee, and Ben. I just want to thank you for all being part of this impressive and supportive ecosystem that's pushing BC ahead as a clean tech leader. I think if we're successful to build something bigger and better, we have an opportunity here with all of the clean tech companies and all the energy to bring the best and the brightest here to BC and actually create something bigger than what, you know, Silicon Valley did in tech, or Boston in life sciences, like a clean coast. Like, this is the place that people come to. And Globe coming next week, you know, we have an opportunity to do that here. So thank you to Foresight for bringing this energy forward. And I just want to just want to thank the team. There's no leadership on any of us without our teams. You know, our team is the reason why Terramera has and is continuing to make an impact on a mission to transform the way food is grown, to bring it in alignment and balance with nature, and change the economics of agriculture. And awards like this affirm the work that the team is doing. So thank you.
Congratulations, Karn and Terramera. I feel like when we talk about clean tech in BC and what's possible, having people like Karn and people like Jeanette in the room, it's kind of like having Tom Brady on your football team. Like, the odds of winning are very, very strong. So I'm glad we're in the room with you folks and everyone else here tonight. The next award that we're going to be announcing is the Ecosystem Builder Award. And to come up and present the Ecosystem Builder Award, I'd like to invite Alexander, right here, Alexander Amesh for Procurement Assistance Canada. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you, everyone here, and thank you, Foresight, for inviting Procurement Assistance Canada to be at this event. My name is Alexander Mesh, and I'm here to not only represent ideas, but also PAC, and present this award, the Ecosystem Builder Award. So PAC is about making it easier for smaller and diverse businesses to navigate federal procurement. And today I'm here also to talk about how ideas can help solve challenges faced by the Canadian Armed Forces and get your research funded and advanced using ideas funding pools. One thing that's unique about Canada is that we actually care about greenifying our military. And you will see, if you go on the ideas page, multiple different challenges associated with greening up our ability for military projects and military research. So no one goes solo in this world. The Ecosystem Builder Award honors our industry's most innovative and influential connectors. So who's in the know? Who can you rely on for the introductions you need? Who's the maverick out there connecting us all in this clean tech ecosystem? So it is my pleasure to present the nominees: David Schick from Canadian Fuels Association, Sarah Applebaum from Pangaea Ventures, Chiting Lo from EELO Solutions, Elizabeth Charmley from Vancouver Maritime Center for Climate, and Tomika Divik, Innovative BC. And the winner is, let's see if I can guess this. Ooh, I was right. Okay. Ecosystem Builder Award, Sarah Applebaum, Pangaea Ventures. Congratulations.
Wow, thank you so much. And I have to follow Karn. That's a really tough one. I hope you're going to trademark Clean Coast. Should chat with Mark after. You know, I'll be really brief. I haven't been in front of a room of people in 2 years, as I think the same for most of us. So this is a little bit odd, but you know, thank you so much. I'm very humbled and privileged to have been a part of this community for the last decade. You know, clean tech is very, you know, near and dear to my heart, not only, you know, what I do professionally, but, you know, in line with my personal interests, and, you know, look forward to being a part of this community for the next, you know, decade and beyond. And thank you so much to Foresight for making it possible for us all to gather and connect with each other. So I'll just leave it there and be brief. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Sarah. Clean tech can transform our world, and a transformation advocate knows that. And so for the next awards, we are going to be recognizing a transformation advocate. And so this award recognizes innovative and early adopting organizations that are committed to moving the province forward toward a sustainable future and using their power and their influence to do that. This year's nominees all have one thing in common. They're all committed to achieving our climate targets. And so the nominees this year for the Transformation Advocate Award are Fortis BC, TransLink, Vancouver Neighborhood Energy Utility, Tech Resources, Southern Railway of BC, and the ICE Fund. And the winner is TransLink. And Nicholas, I'm so sorry, I don't know how to say your last name.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
I barely force anyone to say my last name. I'm Nick. Thank you so much. Very humbling. I will humbly accept this on the behalf of some 8,000 smart TransLink people, and specifically those who really work with green transition projects, such as our corporate climate action strategy, our direct current fast charging infrastructure, and all the other projects that we are kind of putting in, not to mention the electrification of our bus fleet and all that comes along that. But we can't do this alone. We want to keep being this influencer, pushing the envelope, public sector actor, but we need you guys in the room. So this is always when I stand on stage, this is like I'm reaching out my hand for all you smart ideas, and please contact us and let's try to do this together. But thank you so much. And yeah.
Congratulations, Nicholas. And I just want to point out that I think it's 5:20, which means that we are running 5 minutes ahead of schedule, which
And you should tell them about the awards, that they're all natural wood products and recycled materials.
Everyone got it? Okay. Well, sorry, if you're tuning in watching online though, apparently there are some online contests going on in the chat. Right? So don't forget to take part in those online contests. There's some amazing prizes. So next up, we have the Policymaker Award. And so the Policymaker Award is dedicated to a government champion, right? A self-proclaimed leader in government who's working hard to move us forward on the path to net zero. This is an unsung hero in government who's working hard so that we all rise together in the clean tech revolution. And so the nominees for the Policymaker Award are Adria Fradley, Climate Action Secretariat, Province of BC, Minister Bruce Ralston, Government of BC. His ministry is so long, they didn't want to write out everything that went with it. So just Government of BC. Adrian Carr, City of Vancouver, Jerry Sinclair, the Innovation Commissioner of the Province of BC, and Minister Jonathan Wilkinson with the Government of Canada. And the winner is Jonathan Wilkinson with the Government of Canada. Right? Jonathan, or Minister Wilkinson, Jonathan, we're pals. Minister Wilkinson could not make it this evening, but to be honest, he's not an unsung hero. We all know who he is. But congratulations, Minister Wilkinson. I'll hand that back to you. Wonderful. Moving on now, and we're really ahead of schedule now since skipping a speech. Now, moving on with our program, we are delighted to present the next award for the Top Educator. The Top Educator Award recognizes a professor or an instructor taking an innovative and leading approach to educating in clean tech. Innovation needs education, and training, skills development, and idea generation, they're all crucial parts of a clean tech economy. So who's taking an innovative approach to leading or putting education into clean tech? Well, let's recognize and let's talk about those folks. The nominees are Basma Majrubi, the University of Victoria, Hassan Farhangi, BCIT, Patrick Kirchin, the University of British Columbia, Jack Sadler, University of British Columbia, double dipping, And then Majid Barami from Simon Fraser University. And the winner is Hassan Farhangi, British Columbia Institute of Technology. And Dr. Kim Dato will be receiving the award on behalf of Hassan. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, you can tell by the face I am not Hassan Farhangi. But like all good educators, he would be here, but he is literally teaching tonight into the program that he won the award for. So I asked him before I came if he had anything he wanted me to say for him. He said, not really. Just make sure that this was known to be an award for all of applied research. So Hassan Farhangi, for those who don't know, is our director for applied research. And very much a team player, but he's being very modest. He deserves this award. The new master's in smart grid technology is a professional master's. It's been in the works for about 10 or 15 years based on the research that he's done and his team has done. Without his drive, without his vision, without his shepherding the program through, it never would have came. So yeah, he's very much deserving, and I will make sure he gets this. And big hearty thank you from all of us at BCIT and Hassan in particular. So thank you.
Congratulations again. Moving on, now it's time for the educators' bosses. This next award is for the educational institutions. We can all agree that BC is characterized by entrepreneurship and sustainability, and to be honest, highly rated BC's educational institutions, highly underrated, sorry, is what I meant to say. And a lot of the sustainability innovation is often incubated and fostered at these institutions. And so the next award really recognizes the powerhouses of educational excellence. And an educational institution that's taking risks, equipping tomorrow's workforce, and leading the way on clean tech innovation. So the nominees for the Educational Institution Award are the Pacific Institute for Climate Solutions, Entrepreneurship at UBC, Simon Fraser University, University of British Columbia, Okanagan, and Okanagan College. Very exciting. And the winner is Entrepreneurship at UBC. To accept the award, Carrie Lamont. Actually, Carrie and I have been trying to organize coffee for like 3 months. So I'm glad that we're finally, we might have to just take off. Congrats.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I just want to thank Foresight and the community for this recognition today. I don't think you know how incredibly meaningful this is for us. We're honored to be recognized tonight. We want to thank our funders, Innovate BC, Genome BC, and of course, the University of British Columbia, who fund and support entrepreneurship at UBC. It takes a lot of hands to lift ventures out of the university system. There's not a single organization or person who's responsible for this. Many of you in this room are helping to get those companies out. We acknowledge that we're just one stop on that journey, and there's a lot of people to thank. We won't make you sit through all of them today, though. But I will say, first, our incredible team who are integral in running this engine room of venture creation. And in saying that, there's one person that stands out. She's built a community that might be convened at UBC, but it includes researchers, students, community members, fellow institutions, government, and more. She works tirelessly to ensure ventures are able to pilot and to have their innovations procured in BC, and that regulatory frameworks are adjusted to enable new solutions to immediately solve problems stemming from climate change. And I'm, of course, referring to the head of our Climate Venture Studios, Dr. Shannon Bard. Shannon, do you want to say a couple things?
Thanks very much, Carrie. So I wanted to remind everyone that the focus that we have at the Climate Venture Studio is on accelerating the translation of research into climate impact. And just to build on what Carrie said is we can't do this in isolation. We do this within it takes a whole community effort to do this. So this award is actually for, the hundreds of mentors and the EIRs and the advisors and the community members who have brought their business expertise to help our researchers build climate-based ventures. And it's for our UBC partners like the Clean Energy Research Center, the BRIM, with the work that they do in sustainable mining, the Sustainability Hub with the really important work that they do in climate justice and Indigenous engagement. And then the collaborative work that we're doing with our partners at SFU and UVic to better support BC scientist entrepreneurs across the ecosystem. And then we could not be successful without really the critical funding and the patient capital that we need for science-based ventures. And we need that government support that we're getting from NRC IRAP, from STTC, from NRC, from SHRED, from Innovate BC, and many other funding entities. And also from groups like the Spring Impact Challenge, New Ventures BC, and our angel and our impact investor community. So they're all working together to help us. And I wanted to give a big shout out to our regulator community, because they're really leading the way to help to dismantle existing barriers that are preventing adoption of new tech and creating incentives to help us along the line for adoption and accelerating that adoption for an economic green recovery. So finally, I want to thank our collaborator, Foresight, for this award. And on our website, Entrepreneurship at UBC, we have a whole list of our impactful climate ventures, and just encourage you to go there to learn more about the good work that everyone's doing. Thank you so much.
Congratulations again, UBC and Carrie and Shannon. The next award is a very special one, and to present it, I'd like to call up Janet Jackson back up to the stage.
Oh, this one's going to be a hard one. Thank you. This one is going to be a hard one. I think all of us recognize the importance of engaging the next generation of entrepreneurs and thought leaders in the climate community. This is something we hadn't done in previous awards, but there was an instance that's occurred that really made it incredibly impossible for us not to recognize this individual. So today we want to take the opportunity to celebrate and commemorate the contribution of one of our community members who has been taken from us too soon. On behalf of Foresight and the entire clean tech community, I'd like to respectfully present the Sustainability Champion Award to Anitra Paris. Anitra, yes, please. I know I look tough, but I'm a total this stuff really tears me up. So Anitra was passionate and dedicated to sustainability. She was a true advocate for climate change. She was so eager to create a low carbon future through climate action and renewable energy. I actually had the opportunity to work with Anitra and many of the other women that are going through some of the ZEBEX programming and presenting new ideas that, again, this next generation of thought leaders is here to help this global transition. Throughout her life, Anitra touched many people with her passion, enthusiasm, and willingness to collaborate. And we are honored today to be celebrating her life and her achievements. So I want to thank you to Anitra for your hard work and dedication. And I'd like to share a video from her partner, Jonathan Van Grol. Jonathan is joining us tonight virtually, along with Anitra's sister, Ilan. We have a short video.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Van Grol, and I was lucky enough to have lived and loved my soulmate, Anitra. Anitra Theodora Giovanna Paris was born on October 17th, 1993 in Prince George, British Columbia, to Tammy and Roy Paris. From the moment she entered the world, she carried a sparkle with her. She embraced life, love, learning, and the planet we live on. Anyone who met Anitra was struck by the sheer amount she was able to give herself to the world. How did she fit 25 hours into every day? I think the real question we should be asking is, why? I'll now read Anitra's mission statement. I am driven to protect the environment and create a better world for people and nature. I know that climate change is an existential threat already impacting the Earth, and I will do everything I can to contribute to positive change. I am creative and believe in the healing power of creating. I lead my life with a sense of adventure and am open to new experiences, and I will not slip into complacency. I am a constant and loyal friend. My loved ones feel valued and appreciated through my support. The world is vast, and its infiniteness humbles me. I strive to challenge myself intellectually and thrive when I expand my knowledge. My mind and body are important. I respect myself through sleep, nourishment, movement, and spending rejuvenating time in nature. She completed her BSc in Natural Resource Conservation at UBC. With an open mind, she looked at sustainable solutions holistically. Living and studying in Iceland, France, and Panama gave her exposure to the cultural challenges and advantages in adopting climate solutions globally. She thrived on collaboration. Seeing people's eyes light up with passion and excitement is one of her favorite things about working in sustainability. Anitra and I met serendipitously at Clean Energy BC's Generate Conference. We began our careers together in the electricity industry, with Anitra at CEBC. Ultimately becoming the operations and policy manager, she evaluated federal and provincial climate policy and aligned it with climate targets. She also organized the Generate Conference where we had attended together. Next, she moved to Barclay Project Group, where she individually had an impact on individuals, communities, and global emissions. While working full-time and living life to the fullest with me, she was also on the board of Evans Lake Forestry Society, in Global Shapers, a mentee in Women for Climate with her mentor, Robin, and also recently finished a course in industrial design. These are just a few initiatives and groups she was actively involved in. I urge everyone to carry on the legacy of Anitra, to push yourself and the people around you to be fundamentally good, to see others' true shapes and embrace their perspectives, to listen to them, to help those in need without judgment. Anitra's death is absolutely tragic for her friends, her family, the many communities she belonged to, people she had yet to connect to, and for me. I really appreciate the opportunity to share Anitra's achievements, and I'm so proud of her. We both think it's important to recognize people, and I feel honored to recognize Anitra as a climate champion for the embodiment of her mission statement and as the person I'd want to speak for us as a species. She would have loved the name of the award. She would have had a huge smile on her face. She shines so bright and intentionally brightened the lives of those around her. On behalf of Anitra, I'd like to present the Climate Champion Award to her mother, Tammy Paris.
So to receive the award, I just want to welcome up Roy Paris to the stage. Roy, thank you.
So obviously not her mother, I'm her father. Thank you. Yeah, so Johnny did a great job, touching on all the things Anitra did and meant to all of us. I know that many of you here met her and worked with her, and it's very sad that she passed away. But I just want to say just a minute of time about her things. She came to me, Dad, I want to get this degree at UBC. I go, what job would you get? I didn't know that there was such a huge rising industry. And I said, okay, I don't want to see you on TV, chained to a tree, change the system from within. So she took it to heart, and she changed things from within and became a leader in this sector. The owner of the company I work for E.B. Horstman and Son, who've been in business for 122 years, family owned. Tim Horstman owns the company, and he sent to the leadership group of our company just before the strat planning you have to read this article by Anitra Paris, Roy Paris's daughter, in the Georgia Strait. I don't know if many of you or any of you have read it, but it's still there online. And in that article, she talked about, I'll summarize in a second or two what she said in a whole article, but she realized it's not a step change. And she was saying, how can we ignore LNG? There's 10,000 jobs in the balance, so that's a step towards true clean energy. And so she was smart. She realized that, this industry had to also provide jobs and sustain us on the way to making a cleaner planet. Work-life intersected many times. I joined Clean Energy BC to support her cause and attended events and saw colleagues there. It was really proud moments. And then one of our directors of projects, Reg Galati, he's attending the Prince George Resource Conference in 2020, I guess, the last time I took an airplane before the pandemic, and said, hey, that's your daughter speaking. I go, yeah, Anitra, you got to come with us. So, I was invited to see my daughter speak at a large conference you know, and she just had this way of I was worried because people were losing their jobs. The forest sector, it was in turmoil, or we lost 6 accounts in Prince George. And I wondered how she would be received. And, you know, first thing she says is, I'm so glad to be here. And that those of you who filled out the questionnaire, like some 80 or 90% want to see clean energy in the future. So right away, she had the crowd on her side, and I wasn't worried anymore. So yeah, so proud moments. And like Johnny said, she'd be super proud and happy to get this award. And I thank you on her behalf.
Thanks for those remarks, Roy, and thanks for joining us. And thank you to Jonathan online for sharing that message with us. And thank you to Tammy and Elan. I know you're watching from Tofino, so thank you to the entire Paris family for joining us. And everyone here is honored to, or proud to honor Anitra's legacy. For our next award, I'd like to call up Jeff Pedlow from Fasken, to present the next award. Welcome, Jeff.
Thanks a lot, William. Hi, everyone. It's really great to be back at the BC Cleantech Awards again and in here in person with you. I think, as a lot of other people said, this is the first time in quite a while that I've been at an in-person event, so it's particularly special for me. My name is Jeff Pedlow. I'm a partner at Fasken here in Vancouver in our emerging tech group. For those that aren't familiar with us, Fasken is BC's largest international full-service business law firm with more than 150 lawyers in Vancouver and Surrey. Understanding the tech sector is one of our core strengths. Our emerging tech group in Vancouver is a team of 25 lawyers who work exclusively with startups and high growth companies across the technology spectrum, many of which are past and current Cleantech Awards winners and nominees. We have more than 30 years experience advising companies in the tech sector, and our lawyers have a unique depth of knowledge when it comes to company formation, structuring, funding, going public, acquisitions, or growing into the next unicorn. Over the years, we have helped countless companies succeed and put their best foot forward, and we are dedicated to further building and supporting the venture ecosystem. It's a pleasure for me and my colleagues at Fasken to be involved with this event once again and to support the BC Cleantech Awards. I'm delighted to be presenting the Rising Star Award this evening, which celebrates an emerging clean tech company on the move, making things happen. Like you, my colleagues and I look forward to seeing what the future of clean technology will look like and the impact these rising stars will have. This was the category with the most applications, which is a reflection of the thriving clean tech ecosystem in BC. The nominees for the Rising Star Award are Marine Labs, Moment Energy, Solairs Enterprises Inc., Veritas Research, Ekona, and Hydra Energy. And the winner is Ekona Power. Gary Schubach is accepting the award.
Thanks so much. That's lovely. Hi, everyone. I'm Gary Schubach, the Vice President of Business Development at Ekona, and I'm thrilled to be here. Absolutely thrilled. Look at this beautiful award. I'm so delighted. Well, I want to start by thanking the selection committee for this. This is a huge honor. And I mean, my goodness, a Rising Star Award. I feel 10 years younger. I don't know. Maybe that'll last till tomorrow. But I'm going to hang on to that for tonight. I also want to thank Foresight and all those who organized this event. It's a wonderful event, and what a great job you've done. This room full of happy, beautiful people. It's great. You know, starting a company is hard. I'd never done it before. This is my first startup, and I'm glad I didn't ask if it, what it was going to be like, because it's very difficult. And we're just so grateful to have good partners. And for me, it's about partnerships. We've got great investors. Evoke and iBet came and invested into our company when we were just getting started, and they made it possible. And, government funding agencies, the federal government, the provincial government, I saw the BC Ice Fund up there, NRC, IRAP. I don't want to leave anyone out, but Edmonton, Alberta, the government of Alberta, they've all come in to help us create what we think is an exciting vision. And I just can't thank them enough. And then I think about, we've just completed a Series A round and raised some money with the help of Fort Capital, whose name I saw up there today, and all the new investors that have put their trust and faith in our company to deliver something that'll, improve their operations and make an impact. I'm just grateful and humbled for their partnership and contribution to our company and cause. At Ekona, we're, a small company, but each one of us is moved by a passion to make change. We're trying to create a new technology that makes clean hydrogen that'll impact a lot of industries and markets and parts of our economy. And I know each one of our team members is like motivated and passionate about what they do. And that's why they're with us. And then I look out here and I see a room full of people who are the same, passionate and motivated to make change. And it's inspiring. It's just inspiring to be here tonight. And to receive this award, I'm absolutely humbled on behalf of Ekona. It's not mine. I recognize that. It's the company's award, and I'm just thrilled to accept it on behalf of the team, and they'll be delighted when they see it tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Well, congratulations, Ekona and Gary. I think Gary mentioned Fort Capital. To present the next award, I'd like to call up Paul Austin from Fort Capital. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you, William. My name is Paul Austin. I'm with Fort Capital, and it's a pleasure to be here to celebrate the Foresight BC Cleantech Awards. Many of the clean tech companies here, their future pathway may be the investors like to talk about exits. Their future pathway may be a merger and acquisition. So an investment bank like Fort Capital would help those founders navigate that process, or another pathway might be an IPO, an initial public offering, or some other mechanism to go public. And again, an investment bank can help in that way. We do fairness opinions to help boards decide whether a deal is worth going forward with. Another thing that we do, and I don't know if my partners are here, Jack Chang and Dave Bustos, but Dave and Jack and I and other partners in the climate tech practice, we're doing a lot of fundraising, and we connect with capital from around the world, corporate venture capital, family offices, pension plans, sovereign wealth funds. And we connect with those folks and help structure deals for firms. We usually work in a Series A and above, but we have a big network here locally. And as Jack likes to say, he spins the phrase, it takes a community of stakeholders to raise a successful clean tech company. And it's just great to be here with you all tonight to do that celebration. And I have the honor to announce the Community Impact Award. This award recognizes an organization that contributes to the region's sustainability and benefits communities through their support of clean tech. And the nominees are the BC Sustainable Energy Association, Kanaka Bar Indian Band, Student Energy, BC Center for Innovation and Clean Energy, Squamish Nation, and the City of Quesnel. And the Community Impact Award for 2022 goes to the Kanaka Bar Indian Band. Assad Nayani, is Assad here this evening? So maybe online, Assad, congratulations. Okay, William, back to you. Thank you.
Congratulations to the Kanaka Bar Indian Band. We're still running ahead of time. I just want to say we're doing very good, Astrid. So smiley face underneath that mask. Next, I'd like to welcome Mark Longo from Osler to present the final two awards. And I also want to say that Osler just released a really good deal report. Everyone to check it out. Maybe he's going to talk about it. But oh, did I steal your thunder?
William, my friend, you stole my thunder. Maybe you'd like to come up here. Thank you, William, and good evening, everyone. My name is Mark Longo. I am the co-chair of the Emerging and High Growth Companies Group here at Osler in Vancouver. I am also a proud founding director of Foresight, along with my friend Keith Gillard. Osler is honored to be the title sponsor of the 2022 BC Cleantech Awards again this year. It is particularly nice to be back in person at this year's awards with so many familiar faces. I want to congratulate Jeanette and your team on a very successful year at Foresight. Foresight has quickly become Canada's leading clean tech accelerator on a pan-Canadian basis. That's worthy of applause. Before I announce the award, the Innovation Funder Award, a bit about Osler. We are a full-service national law firm dedicated to the technology ecosystem generally and the clean tech industry specifically. As a firm, we are particularly involved in venture capital financing. So yes, thank you, William. This week, we launched our inaugural Venture Capital Deal Points Report, which is available on our website, osler.com, and our social channels. The Deal Points Report analyzes data from a sample of 332 venture capital and growth equity, private equity financings closed by Osler between 2019 and 2021, representing over 5.6 billion US in deal value. I encourage you to review the report and join us for our launch webinar on April 5th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Sign up at osler.com. Enough of the commercial. I now have the privilege of presenting the Innovation Funder Award. Innovative funders in the world of clean tech are driving a sustainable future. This award honors an impact investor or funder that is making a difference by investing in the clean economy. The nominees for this year's Innovation Funder Award are Active Impact Investments, Raven Indigenous Capital, Vantech Angel Network, National Bank Financial, and finally, NRC IRAP. Clearly a very competitive category. And the winner is Active Impact Investments. Mr. Mike Winterfield will accept the award. Congratulations. That's excellent. Congrats.
Thank you so much. This is really special recognition for us. It's actually the first award our company's ever won, so I can tell you they'll be proudly displayed on our bookshelf in our office tomorrow, and source of pride for the whole team. The bigger reward for me is why we do this, and I was thinking about it a little bit coming down here, and in the very short period of time that I've been on this planet, and that many of you have been on this planet, the world population doubled from 4 billion to 8 billion. And we also, many of us benefited from living, I think, in probably the greatest time in human history and living in one of the best locations in human history. But it came at a cost, right? It wasn't done sustainably. So we created this massive opportunity and better lifestyles and wealth and so on. And what many are now luckily starting to recognize is that it's also created the greatest challenge in human history that we could collectively solve. And that's why we're trying to do our very small part. We recognized a need in the Canadian ecosystem, and for us that was seed stage funding. And we love what we do. We love funding innovative ideas and startups and trying to help them operationally. And it's really, it's rooms like this that were the reason why I got into this, was to look around and see amazing talent and see an ecosystem developing. And it really does take, this village, this community that so many people have spoken about. And so to look around and see all of you and see government support and see, grantors and funders at different levels and in the innovators is really inspiring for me. And so my one hope is that as all of us look out to this crowd a few years from now, that this is happening in a giant stadium instead of this small room. And that is starting to happen, but even more so.
Yeah, thank you. Congratulations once again, Mike and the active team. I'm now going to call on my esteemed colleague, Manveer Bisla, to present the final award of the night. Manveer is working on the TikTok video version of our deal report study as we speak.
Over to you, Manveer.
It's going to be a hit. The Thriving Company Award recognizes a growing clean tech venture that is connecting customers and contributing to client solutions. They are a force to be reckoned with. They're energetic and they're established in the province and outside. Thanks to their clear vision, being able to adapt, and their excellent work ethic, they are making waves as clean tech leaders. The nominees for Thriving Company are HTEC, Ionomer, Loop Energy, Novark Technologies, and Acost Smart Homes. And the winner is? They're all winners in my heart, but the winner is HTEC.
Thanks, everybody. I didn't know I was going to be last, but I think got a couple things to say. So first of all, I think the word thriving is probably appropriate for the whole sector. Everybody is thriving, and it's probably equals busy. It's amazing and super exciting. I think one of my heroes says, it's not easy being green, but it's pretty rewarding. It's pretty exciting. It's pretty full on. And this award, I think, is for perhaps more people than myself in our company. Janet Forsyth, you're a thriver, creator, or whatever the word is, that just stirring up the pot. It's super important. I've actually been in this game a bit too long. 1993, I did my first clean tech investment. So, and we were alone back then. We didn't have the ecosystem. And trust me, it's got easier and easier as the ecosystem is being created. Groups like Foresight and some of the other ones around. Karn and I were on a roundtable together 6-7 years ago, and those kind of things make a huge difference because we're pioneering, and it's incredibly important. So the other thing to say is what's not recognized in these rooms, and I think a few people have brought that up, is all the people toiling behind the scenes, and it's just so much work that everybody does and goes home. They get excited about it, and they come back and they work hard. They work into the evenings. The last couple of years, obviously, have been even more challenging, but I think it's made it more important, more impactful, and the passion is just incredible in our company and in the whole community. So this is for everybody. I appreciate it, and yeah, keep up the good work, everybody, and let's soldier on. Thank you.
I changed the script on William. So I'm just going to jump in with a few words. Our next goal is for everyone to stay a little bit. There's going to be lots of food and drinks, and take some time to network. You haven't seen each other for a while, so don't feel the need to race out because there is lots of food and stuff coming. I did want to recognize some board members that are here today as well. We have Alicia, Keith, and Mark. I'm not sure if John was able to make it, but thank you so much for coming and showing your support today. I would also like to thank the team. Astrid, thank you for making this event a reality. Thank you. And there's lots of other team members. There's some new faces. There's some familiar faces. I don't want to say old because familiar faces, but there are faces. And but please, like, take the time to connect. There's lots of different, folks here from covering lots of the different pieces of the work that Foresight's really committed to doing, and none of this really happens without all of you. So thank you for coming. I'm going to pass it over to Will, so no claps yet. But yeah, please stay. We look forward to connecting with you all out there, and I'm just so delighted that we were all able to meet face to face today. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jeanette. And really, that concludes the award show for this evening. A slick 13 minutes ahead of schedule. So thank you, everyone. Congratulations to all of the nominees and all of the winners for the tremendous contributions that you're making to the province's green future. Thanks again to the event sponsors. Thanks again to the community partners, the group of judges, the nominees, and everyone that made the BC Cleantech Awards possible. Also, Tyler has been standing up here all night. A portrait of stoicism and discipline. Thank you, Tyler, for all of your work. Two quick things. As I mentioned before, I'm with the Vancouver Tetra. I'm a storyteller. So if you have any interesting clean tech stories, please come find me afterwards. And also, I just spotted the CFO of Innovate BC, and there's a rumor going around that Innovate BC is just putting everyone's drinks on their tab. So thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Innovate BC. We appreciate all that you do for the ecosystem. Thanks again to everyone who joined us in person. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in online. Once again, I'm William Johnson with the Vancouver Tech Journal. Everyone have a great evening, and we'll see you out there for some more networking.